Space is full of surprises. We find amazing things out there. Planets are a big part of this. We used to think all planets were like Earth or Mars, rocky planets with thin atmospheres. Now we know better. Giant planets made of gas are common. Jupiter is one, Saturn is another. These gas giants are mostly hydrogen and helium. But what if a planet had way more helium? Could that even happen? Scientists think so. These planets would be strange and new. We call them helium worlds. They would look different. Their atmospheres would act different. They would be a new kind of planet for us to explore. Finding these helium worlds won't be easy, but the challenge is exciting. It's like finding a new species of animal. Only this time the animal is a giant planet. Studying helium worlds could teach us so much. We could learn how planets form in different ways. We might even find clues about how common life is in the universe. How do we even know helium worlds exist? We haven't seen one directly, not yet anyway, but we have clues. Some are like whispers, others are more like shouts. One clue comes from planets like GJ 1214b. This planet is bigger than Earth, but it's much smaller than Jupiter. GJ 1214b is a super-Earth. It has a thick atmosphere. When we look at the light passing through it, something is surprising. The light doesn't look like it passed through hydrogen. It looks like it passed through something heavier, like helium. This doesn't mean GJ 1214b is a helium world, but it does suggest that planets with lots of helium exist. Another clue comes from stars. Stars and planets form together. They are made from the same cloud of gas and dust. We see some stars with very little hydrogen, but they have lots of helium. This tells us that it's possible for planets to form with lots of helium too. Planets form in disks of gas and dust. These disks swirl around young stars. Over time, the gas and dust clump together. They get bigger and bigger. Eventually, they form planets. The biggest planets are gas giants. They are mostly hydrogen and helium. Hydrogen is the lightest element. Helium is the second lightest. So how does a helium world form? One idea is that it starts as a normal gas giant. It forms close to its star. The star's heat and radiation are very strong. This can strip away the planet's hydrogen. Hydrogen is lighter, it escapes into space more easily. Over time, the planet loses most of its hydrogen, but the heavier helium stays behind. Another idea is that helium worlds form in different ways. Maybe they form farther out, where the star's heat is weaker. Or maybe they form in environments with less hydrogen to begin with. We're still learning about how planets form. Helium worlds could help us understand this process better. Imagine standing on a helium world. What would you see? The sky wouldn't be blue like on Earth. It might be gray or even white. The clouds could be made of strange things, like helium droplets or even metallic compounds. The surface of the planet would be hidden beneath the thick atmosphere, but we can imagine what it might be like. Some scientists think helium worlds could have oceans, but these wouldn't be oceans of water. They could be oceans of liquid helium. Helium only turns to liquid at incredibly cold temperatures, much colder than anything found naturally on Earth. These helium oceans would be strange and beautiful places. The conditions on a helium world would be extreme. The temperatures would be very hot or very cold. The winds could be incredibly strong. It's unlikely that life as we know it could survive there, but helium worlds could still be home to other kinds of life. Life that we can't even imagine.